think we have to release anyone. I do think that stuck spirits are very rare. I do think that we don't necessarily have control over where they go or what they do. When someone, I mean, what gives you the idea that you have to release him? Did someone else tell you that, or is that just how you feel? Thank you for following, everybody. I appreciate that. And do tap the screen for all the free likes. My name is MaryAnna. We're talking about tarot, and I'm doing um, oh shoot, what did I just ask? Oh, someone told you that. Okay. So here's the thing. Damn birds, yes. So here's the thing, Maria. There's a lot of people on TikTok that aren't really developed. They think they are, they think they know what they're doing. They read a book, they maybe took a class, and then they start telling people stuff like, oh, you need to release him because your grief is too much or something like that. To me, that's 100% bullshit. Your grief is yours, right? That isn't going to stop him from going anywhere. I've seen people say these kind of weird things, and he was him, you're you, right? Like you're two different people. Like your grief doesn't necessarily have the power to hold him anywhere. Now, let's ask about your grief, if you don't mind. I would like to ask how you're doing, Maria, instead of like buying into the idea that somehow we can trap someone here with our tears. Do you know what I mean? So, and this can also, we'll just see what we get here, because we're kind of headed in off. That jumper, I saw exactly what that jumper was, but let me get it. Hold one, everyone. Thank you for being here. Please do follow. My name is MaryAnna. We're talking about tarot and mediumship. Where did the card go? There it is. So, Maria, you won't be surprised that that was your jumper. I mean, look at that card, and this is just how you're feeling right now. And of course, because grief, I mean, to find a fiance that you cared about that much is one in a million nowadays anyways. And so this is your jumper, right? And so this is kind of what you're going through right now. And it's a process, and it's something that you're going to have to go through. It isn't like you can just release that. You're going to have to live it and go through it for a while, and time is going to help you. I do feel, you already said fiance, but I do feel like you felt like this person had the foundation that you were missing in your life, like literally the foundation that you had been missing in your life. You guys had, dreams of a family. You had dreams of marriage. And when that is cut short, you get that card, right? When something like that is cut short, you get that card. And then I do get the Ace of Pentacles. He's already released. He's already where he's meant to be. He's already up there. So I hate to be wrong on lives, but let me all right, so Maria, so everybody hold your comments so Maria can tell me yes, no, or I don't know. I get a guy that's kind of, he's kind of on the thinner side. He's not anorexic, but he's like not thick either. Like he's in the middle. I do get dark hair. I do get a very gregarious smile, although also a bit of an introvert. Would you understand that, Maria? I do also get, he actually, so the last person was an extremely hard worker. This fiance of yours, and I don't normally get names, I feel like he actually knew how to relax, and he was a pretty chill guy. Like, I feel like he wouldn't have worked unless he actually needed the money, or he had a purpose to work. Does that make sense? Like, if the fence needs to be fixed, fine, I'll fix it. But if it doesn't, I'm chilling. Do you understand that? I think you answered yes before I... Go ahead and answer yes again if you understand that. Oh, I love it. Okay. Because I just get a very chill dude. He didn't really, how do I say this? He never met a stranger. So he's a very friendly person, but he was also a bit of an introvert. So people would get to know kind of the outside persona, but only a few people, and you would have been one of them, of course, got to actually know the inside persona, the person that was... the intimate person. He didn't just go around showing his poker hand to just anyone. You would understand that? Cool. All right, Maria. So I'm just going to go in. Now, for the rest of you, let me just go ahead and use Maria as an example right now. I just gave her some very specific details. Everybody hold their comments for a minute, please. I just gave her some very specific details about his personality, a little bit about his looks. I mean, it didn't get really in depth, but the person who knows, like, you obviously know what your fiance looks like, right? And you'll notice how the last person was a workaholic. This person is very chill. Like, I know how to work. But does it, you know, the rent's already paid. So those are two very different personalities coming through. And you see how each person took that evidence. If you are in a live or you are in a mediumship reading and you aren't getting specific, even more, I mean, there's a lot more specific that I could get, but it, you know, it's live, right? And so I could talk about the fact that they were incredibly sexually compatible. Maria. So Maria is missing more than, you know. So these are very specific details that that if you aren't getting, then it's either a scam because it's on live and you're getting paid. And Maria's like, hell yes. He was a workaholic there. He's very funny, actually. So, okay, my point was, he's distracting me. My point is that someone, Bunny... My point is that when someone comes in like that, it needs to be very specific evidence. It needs to be things in personality and kind of some shared memories. Kind of like with the last person in the books in school. She just started working at a school. So do you see where I'm going with this? So when you get someone who comes on here and they're like, hey, sweetie, hey, I know I got you. You know, hey, baby. First of all, to me, that's the biggest red flag in the world, because the only time I've ever said baby to anybody that I was reading, it actually came out as I love you, baby. And it was clearly the person who was speaking through me, because I immediately, I was like, I am so sorry. I don't call somebody baby. She goes, oh my God, but that's what he called me. Right. And so it sounds a little generic, but that's what he called her. So that's what she recognized. So anyways, long story short, Maria, I did want to, he's just chilling. He's like, are you done? He says, don't worry about me. He also shows me that you've started something new. I don't know if it's a job or if you moved because you couldn't. I almost feel like you may have, maybe you'd understand this, Maria. I feel like you may have moved or started a new job because whatever the last thing that you just gave up really reminded you too much of him. Would you understand what I'm referring to? Yes, very cool. All right, you guys. So again, that's a very specific piece of evidence that she understands. We don't have to go into it for 5 or 10 minutes. I don't have to tell you why I got it. So these people too that sit on here and they're like, well, he showed me blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It only matters that she understands it. Okay, you guys, please hold your comments because I'm still reading for Maria. So anyways, Maria, I just trying to get a message from him. And basically, number one, I do feel like he set this up. I feel like you weren't even supposed to be around right now, or you weren't supposed to be able to, like, you weren't supposed to have time to kill right now. And then you did. And then you came in here and you were just like checking it out. You're like, I doubt anything's going to happen from this, but whatever, because you're kind of in a cynical mode right now. And you're very much hurting, obviously. I mean, there's, you know, you're in grief, right? But you're very much also fairly cynical right now, a little bit even paranoid, actually. And so I kind of feel like he set this up for you, for me, because he's helping me, you're helping me. And that's his message. He's fine. You don't need to release anything. You're doing well. Whatever change that you recently made, he's like 100% behind you. He does keep showing me cookies, and I'm not 100% sure why, so maybe that'll mean something to you. But he is excited. He's excited for you. And I also do feel that there's something that he regrets about his death, and that obviously misses you. But see, he doesn't get to miss you as much as you miss him, because he's still around you a lot. So there you go. Thank you guys for holding your comments. I appreciate that. Let me know how the ending resonated for you. Our daughter and her cookies. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you, Chuck. Very cool. Very cool. Chuck, put an A on the end of my name, damn it. It's MaryAnna. Nah. All right. Maria says I'm amazing. I should screenshot that. All right, so 78 here. If you're new here, my name is MaryAnna. I am an energy reader, which means I'm a psychic, a medium, an animal communicator, and a nonverbal communicator, all in one ball of wax. I do have a YouTube. There are some videos on there. One of the ones you'll see that I talked to someone's house. I brought through a rock. I have brought through a succulent before. I have Matan, the smartass on here, was 777 on his name. I did a reading for him. That's on there. You can go see that. You can also see how I read for people. I'm very much against the scammers on here. I very much understand that some people, some of you maybe even have been scammed. And so hopefully if you go to my wall, you can see some suggestions, ideas, and stuff about how not to get scammed, about what to expect in a reading. Because what happens is, if you don't know what to expect, you think it's great. Right? But when you have somebody like me who's kind of a dick calling people out, then you know what to expect, you know, a little bit better so that you can not get scammed as much. All right, Millie, my brother or my pastor over children would be amazing. I understand if you can't, though. All right, everybody. So again, thank you for being here. I do teach this. Go to the link in my bio, put your email into the Thinkific. I am doing my damnedest to get an email out to you guys by this weekend or on this weekend about the classes that are coming up. It will include a twice a week circle, Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. What else? I had a tarot thing coming up Saturday, but Skibibbity Boo's my only gal, so I really didn't push it. So I think I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to ask Skibibbity Boo her permission, unless I have like 5 people who want to learn tarot suddenly. What else? Yeah, just like and follow, and thank you for being here. So we're just going to go for Millie, and I am going to go for the easier one, which is going to be her brother. So let me just see here, Millie. If you guys could all hold your comments just so I can see. All right, Millie, so right away, I actually got someone. This might not be your brother, but somebody came in. It is a male. I feel brother and or cousin-ish. Kind of heavy set, actually. A little bit embarrassed. He would have been a little bit embarrassed kind of about he just couldn't seem to control his weight. But I also get facial hair from time to time, a beard. But again, it was always kind of like, it wasn't good enough. Like, okay, my beard isn't good enough, I'm going to shave it off. Okay, I lost weight, but that's not good enough, so now I'm going to lose more weight. But then he'd gain weight, and then he'd get really super frustrated with himself, and he was really kind of self-deprecating and kind of down on himself. Would you recognize all that, Millie, as your brother or someone else who's passed? Yeah, please do type in all caps, Millie, when you answer. Yes, okay. And that is your brother then, Millie? If you're new here, my name is MaryAnna. Thank you for being here. We're waiting for Millie to give me a yes that it's her brother, because I couldn't fully tell if that was brother or it might have been someone else. I think, yes, my brother. Okay, all right, cool. Awesome. So first of all, he's having a lot of fun doing this because he was so incredibly hard on himself when he was down here. And he does kind of blame your parents for that, but he also kind of blames just his own personality for that, because he was always kind of sensitive and he didn't necessarily always know how to kind of work through his feelings, right? So he always assumed, instead of assuming that it wasn't him, he always assumed it was his fault, if that makes sense. Okay. He also does show me that he had a fairly decent job. I feel like he actually was fairly good at one thing. I'm not necessarily seeing what that is, but I do see like computers and or IT techie type person. Would you understand that, Millie? I don't know if that yes was before I said that or after. Do you get the techie, computery job type of thing, Millie? And it's okay if I'm wrong, guys. Oh, don't be afraid to say no. Her words are trying to get over here from over the pond. She's in like the UK. So I'm not really set up to just do mediumship here tonight. I was going to do tarot, actually, and just answer some questions. Kind of he loved his job, but wasn't tech. Okay, cool. because I see him like on a computer, I see him doing the gaming, I see him doing some programming, but I do also see that he had like kind of an office job, which would have added to the fact that he didn't get to exercise much. And I kind of see like the early mornings, later nights. I do see, oh, this is hard. I do see your parents as being overly critical of and I feel like there was 3 of you. Would you understand that? There was you, the brother, and then I feel like there was one more of you. Would you understand? And then also that your parents were kind of overly critical, really of everybody, but certainly of him. I do feel like he's the only boy. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Please do follow. That's correct. Very cool. Very cool. Whew. There's a lot of people that have passed over. I didn't really come in here to do mediumship, guys. I'll do what I can. All right, Millie, since we definitely got you some good evidence. Again, if you're in here, these are the kind of evidential things that people should be giving you. They should be giving you specifics. And I actually, her brother's kind of reticent to like just come forward and just like, you know, throw all his stuff out there. So I feel like his personality was that he actually kept quite a bit inside and that he didn't talk as much as he probably could have. And he kind of says, I regret that now, because there were people who did really want to help me, but I was kind of stuck in a little bit of victimhood and everything. And so he's kind of hesitant to come through. So I'm taking that as part of his personality, if that makes sense to you, Millie. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Please do follow. Did that last part make sense to you, Millie? And I also feel like I'm really struggling on the family thing, because I keep seeing a family, but then I see no family. But then I see a family, but then I see no family. I almost feel like maybe he married into a family, but then they separated. Okay, so I'm going to take that yes for the reticent and not a big talker, held a lot of stuff inside. Can you take the family? Because I'm a little confused, because I see him with like a wife and a kid, but then I see him without a wife and a kid. So I don't know, did he like marry into the wife and the kid? Obviously he married into a wife, but did he marry into like kind of a ready-made family and then split up again? And we're waiting to see if that resonates with Millie. Thank you guys for the gifts. Hello, everybody that's new. I see some new people in here, so I appreciate it. Please do follow. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Miss Bella. Thank you. Just waiting to see if that last little bit resonated with Millie about the family, because I'm not exactly... No, he was taken from our family as a child. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Heavy. Well, no wonder he was, yeah, no wonder he was so hard on himself and self-deprecating. Okay. I'm just kind of asking him for a message or what he wanted to talk about, Millie. All right, Millie, he brings up roses in your health. So he's like basically saying something about your health is bothering you right now. He absolutely gives me the feeling that it's going to be totally okay. He also says, though, like, just because I'm over here, I don't necessarily know everything. He's much kinder to himself now on the other side, kind of obviously, right? But it's not obvious, because we take some of what we struggle with, in my opinion, we take some of what we struggle with over there. And so he's really being much kinder to himself. And he says that you're actually working on the same kind of thing, that you're also working on being much kinder to yourself, because you're very hard on yourself as well. But then he talked about your health, and he said it's going to be okay, if you would understand that, Millie. If you'd let me know if that makes sense to you. Thank you, Diane. So we're just waiting for that last little validation from Millie, and then I will move on to someone else. And then we'll do a little bit of something different. That's correct. Very nice, Millie. Very nice. Your brother had a very kind heart, and unfortunately the world is shit. That's what he said. I said he had a kind heart. He said, but the world is shit. And I said, well, all right. Touche, sir. Touche. And he was actually quite handsome. But he just didn't see it. So there you go, Millie. All right, you guys, we're going to move on here. That was, I really enjoy my mediumship, and it can get so personal and everything. All right. Hey, Vivi. All right. Lana wants to know if I see Mr. Beard any closer. Let me ask.